Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Okay, welcome to this video lecture on basic surveying. Today we are in module 10 and this module is about obtaining maps. If we need to purchase the map of our area, how to go about it? What is the agency in India from where we can buy the map? So this is what we are going to cover in obtaining maps. We will have only one lecture in this module. What we have done so far, as is seen in this slide, we have done all these methods, and these methods so far are about making the maps. Not only making the maps, we learned the various techniques of surveying and labeling and computation of the data, adjustments of the errors. So, at the end of it, we may be able to make a map. Also, we may be able to do various other kinds of jobs which are related with the surveying. So, we have already understood what a map is, why the map is important, what all information should be there in the map. We have seen the procedures of making the maps. So, today in this module, we are looking into this obtaining maps. We would like to cover in this, as you can see here, the Survey of India organization. In India, the main organization for mapping is Survey of India. We will see what this organization is, its structure and its responsibilities. We will see how we can purchase a map from Survey of India. They follow a particular map numbering system. So we will see, we will try to understand that system so that you are able to purchase a map of your area, provided you know some basic things about your area. Also, one associated thing that is called map index. How to develop that index, why it is useful, we will look into that. And finally, we will see a demonstration of a Survey of India topo sheet. Well, the Survey of India organization is the main mapping organization in India. It was set up in 1767 and it is said to be the oldest scientific organization in India. All details of Survey of India, you can find many of the details in their website, which is surveyofindia.gov.in. For this lecture, I have taken a lot of material from this site, as well as I have taken some material from Survey of India leaflets, as we will see in this lecture. The main roles which are there with Survey of India are, number one and very important one is, all survey control, horizontal and vertical, is to be done by Survey of India. So, we have already discussed this. What is the vertical control? What is the horizontal control? What is the geodetic control? And this control for our country is established by Survey of India. So, if you need the coordinates of any control point, we will have to approach Survey of India for the coordinates. At the same time, they also perform geophysical surveys. Then, all mapping activities, the meaning is whether it is large scale, small scale mapping, Survey of India does all. Any development work, a big project, a dam site is there for which some surveying job is to be done. So Survey of India is the organization which is requested many times to perform those jobs also. Then the responsibility of Survey of India is to demarcate, as we can see here, external boundaries of our country. In addition to this, it also provides training to its own officers, training to people from public as well as to foreigners. It does research and development also. One very important activity of SWAYAM India right now is developing digital database. So they are developing the digital database at various scales, as we can see here. One more job of SWAYAM India is prediction of tide, as well as they make the tide tables, as we can see here. These are very important tables for navigational activities. Well, here in this map, we can see the locations of SWAYAM India headquarters, which is there in Dehradun, and then the various directorates. All these are the directorates listed in Shillong, Bhubaneswar, Hyderabad, Bangalore, all which are listed in this map. Now we come back to our own question, For example, I need a map to carry out a project for this area. How should I proceed? How should I approach the SWAYAM India? What should I ask them? Is there any procedure for that? So we will try to see that thing now. The maps which are available from SWAYAM India are at various scales. As we can see here, the maps are available at 1:250,000. This is in fact 1:250. K means the 1000 here. To save space, I am using K. Similarly, 1:50,000, 1:25,000. At these scales, we can buy maps from SWAYAM India. So the main question is how to order these maps for our area of interest. Well, there is a document. As we can see here, if you write to SWAYAM India, they will post you one document, a leaflet. This is the front page of that document. And once we open this document, it has various details. And how to procure a map is listed inside that. What all maps are available at what kind of scales, that is also listed there. So what we will see, we will make use of this document and the system which is given there in order to procure a map from SWAYAM India. Now there is one very interesting thing, because in order to procure a map, we need a system in order to indicate that, well, I need the map of a particular area. And this system is map numbering system. So if I know the longitude and latitude of this place, this is the basic information. I can write to SWAYAM India, okay, I need the map of this longitude, latitude, what kind of coverage and all that. I can also write it in a better way. I can indicate that, well, I need the map numbers, from this number to that number, that kind of thing. We can give some numbers. So based on those numbers, the SWAYAM India can supply the maps to us. We can buy these maps going to the SWAYAM India offices in their sales department, or we can directly write to them and get it by post. Now over here, we would like to see, as we can see in this slide, that what is the map numbering system of SWAYAM India. Well, look at this map here. And this is also, I have taken from the leaflet from SWAYAM India, the leaflet which was from SWAYAM India. Now in this, we can see the entire country, India, and if we are interested to procure the maps, we will make use of a system. As we can see, the latitudes over here and the longitudes here, the entire area surrounding India has been divided in a grid. The grid is 4 degree by 4 degree. Well, what is the meaning of this 4 degree by 4 degree? In that entire area, the latitudes and the longitudes, we have made the grids of 4 degree by 4 degree. So one block is of 4 degree by 4 degree. Now we can see those blocks here. For example, this is one block, this is another block, and all these blocks are 4 degree by 4 degree. What Survey of India has done, they have given these blocks some numbers. For example, here, this particular block, which extends from, you cannot read it, I will write it, 28 to 32 north. That's the latitude. And as well as it extends here 68 to 72. 68 to 72 east. So within this extent, the number of the block which is given over here is 39. So the very first number in the system, in the map numbering system, is determined, depending where my area of interest is. For example, if you see in the slide, if my area of interest is within this extent, it is from 20 to 24, and as well as here 76 to 80. If my area of interest is within this extent, I will say my map will be having a number 55, or our interest block is 55. So that's the very first number which we get from this sheet. Now the second one, because the maps which we can procure from Survey of India, they start from 1:250,000 scale. We can also have maps at 1:1,000,000 for states. But here for the topo sheets, we are looking for a map at 1:250,000. So for our area of interest, if I am going to procure a map at 1:250,000, what should be the number of the map? How do we find that number? This is what we are going to see now. We have already seen in our previous drawing, well, where is my area of interest? My area of interest lies within this block, and we are saying that 4 degree by 4 degree block is having a number 55. Now my area is within that. So what we have done, this 55, as you can see here, the 55 block, which is 4 degree, it starts from 20 to 24 and 76 to 80. This is 4 degree by 4 degree block, and its number is 55. Now what has been done, it has been divided in 16 further blocks, as you can see here, and each of these are given the names A to P, as we can see. So we have further sub blocks which are having a size of 1 degree along the longitude and 1 degree, and along the latitude again 1 degree. So this is 1 degree by 1 degree. Well, now we will see where is our area. If we know the longitude, latitude of our place, I can see where my area falls. So if my area of interest falls, let us say, in this block, my area of interest is within 77 and 78 longitudes and 22 and 23 latitudes. So my area of interest is in F block. So what we will say, our map number is 55F. Now at this stage, the map sheet will have a scale of 1:250,000, as we can see over here. So if you are interested in 1:250,000 scale maps, the numbers will be like 63B, 55F, or 55G, 55O, 55M, or 53A. Any number like that indicates a scale of 1:250,000. So what we need to do, we need to locate in which block our area of interest is, and then we can order the map. Well, we might like to go in a scale which is better than this scale, 1:250,000. We would like to go, for example, for a scale 1:50,000, because we know the details, the information will be more in 1:50,000 than in 1:250,000. In 1:250,000, that large area is covered within that sheet. But in 1:50,000, the area will be smaller, the sheet size is same. Okay, that's why our scale is 1:50,000, and we'll have more details. So if you are interested in more details, we would like to go for a better scale. Now, at this scale, how to locate that what will be the map sheet number? What is done in this case, as we saw earlier, our map sheet of interest was 55F. That's the map sheet of our interest. One block here, and this block had a size of 1 degree by 1 degree. So what we do, we divide this block, as we can see here, we divide this in further parts, okay, 16 parts like that. And this is what I am doing in my next drawing here. I have divided this in further 16 parts, and I'm giving them numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to 16. Well, now our block, that entire one, we know it. This is 1 degree distance, 22 to 23, as well as this is also 1 degree distance, 77 to 78. And in between, we have now 16 sub-blocks. Again, depending upon where my area of interest is, if I know the longitude and latitude of my place, I can find, well, my area of interest is between 22 to 2215. So that means it should be somewhere in this, and it is in between, in terms of the longitude, 7730 and 7745. Let us say my area of interest is within 77 degree 30 minute and 77 degree 45 minute. If it is so, my area of interest should be somewhere within this. So what we find from here, we find that my area of interest is in this block. Well, what we will write now? Our sheet number will thus become 55F by 12. As you can see, 55F by 12. So any sheet number like this, 55F by 12 is a sheet of 1:50,000 scale. Similarly, we may have, 63B by 4. So that is also the map sheet at 1:50,000 scale. So we can determine the numbers at 1:50,000. Well, let's go further down. Further down means if you are looking for even better scale. Let me delete it here in order to clean it. For a better scale, what is done, this area or this particular block is divided in further 4 parts. Okay, because this block has a size now, as you can see here, 15 minutes in latitudes and 15 minutes in longitude. So we have 15 minute by 15 minute sheet. What we do, this 15 minute by 15 minute, because this is 15 minutes and here also it is 15 minutes. We divide it in 4 parts and we give them names NW, NE, SW, SE. Again, depending where our area is, depending the latitude and longitude, if we find that our area should be within this area, we give the final number to our sheet as 55F by 12 by SW. So this is the final map sheet number. Now what we'll do, we'll see this entire process by an example. Okay, we'll start from a longitude, latitude, and then we'll follow that example so that we understand it better. And for the example, I have taken the place as IIT Kanpur. For the IIT Kanpur, you can see here the longitude is 80 degree, 14.5 minutes in east, and latitude is 26 degree, 30.5 minute north. Well, what we are looking for? I'm looking for, the job is I need to buy a map for this area, for IIT Kanpur, at a scale of 1:250,000. So what should be the map number? Okay, that's the job. So what we will see, or what we will do, very first job, we'll look for this area, where this particular point, this longitude, latitude, is. We'll try to look at in our very first sheet. Okay, this sheet has 4 degree by 4 degree blocks. So if you follow it, 80 and 14, and 80 degrees and 26 degrees. This, if you go over here, 80 to 84 is this block. Okay, let me shade it. Now, this is 26 latitude. Now, where the 26 latitude will be, this is 24 and 28. So, 26 latitude will be here. Let me shade this also. So, what we find, these two, they intersect, or our area of interest is within this. So, this is our area of interest. And this area of interest, as written over here, has a number 63. So, that's the number at a scale of, let me delete this. This is the number at a scale of, or I would not say scale, rather at 4 degree by 4 degree level, our area of interest is in 63 sheet, okay, or 63 number block. Now, let's go further down. Well, because we are looking for a map sheet which is at a scale of 1:250,000. So, what we will do, this block 63 is being divided again, as we have seen, in 16 parts, A to P. Each is 1 degree by 1 degree, okay, the degree sheet. Now, in this, where our area of interest is, our area of interest is now 80, 14, 26, 30. So, if you see over here, 80, 14, let me shade it again. 80, 14 means it should be somewhere between these two longitudes. 26, 30, because this is 26 here, 26 degree and 30 minutes. So, it should be in between these two latitudes. So, what we find from here, our area of interest is in 63B sheet. Well, if you are going to procure a map at 1:250,000 for the area where IIT Kanpur is, we will say that we need a sheet of number 63B, and the extent of this sheet is 1 degree by 1 degree. Well, we may like to purchase a map at 1:50,000. Okay, so what we will do, as we know, we would like to, or rather as per the system, the way the system which we follow, we will divide this area in further 16 parts, okay, as you can see over here, and these are given numbers 1, 2 up to 16, and then we will see where this longitude and latitude are. Let's do that. Okay, 1 degree by 1 degree, this is 1 degree in longitude and in latitude. Our area is 80 degree, 14.5. Okay, 80 is somewhere here. 14.5 will be within these two longitudes. So our area of interest should be in the shaded area. When we look at the latitude, it's 2630. So 2630 should be, because it is 30.5, more than 30 and less than 45. So it should be between these two latitudes. So area of interest should be here. So what we get from here? We get that our area of interest is having a number 2 at this. So what we can write? We can write that our area of interest, which has an extent of 15 by 15, the sheet extent, at 1/50,000 scale has a number 63 b by, it is 63 b by 2. All right. So if we procure this sheet 63 b by 2 from Survey of India, the sheet will have a scale of 1/50,000, as well as the IIT Kanpur will be there inside that sheet. In a moment, we will see a demonstration of a sheet like this. That sheet is at 1/50,000 scale and having this number 63 b by 2. And in that sheet, we will see that IIT Kanpur is located in one corner. Well, as we know, what we do, we divide this area further, because that's our area of interest. If you are looking for a better scale, what we will do in the next step, this area is divided further and given the names as NW, SW, and so on. So this is what we do now for a scale of 1/25,000. Well, where our area of interest should be? It is 80, 14.5. So 80 is here. This is 80. How do I write this point? This I can write it at 80 degree and 7.5 minute. So my area of interest is between these two longitudes. In terms of the latitude, it is 30.5 minutes. So 30.5 will be somewhere here. So what we find, that our area of interest is in SE block. Well, we can give our area of interest the number now. So the number will be 63b by 2 by SE. But that so far we are in 63b by 2. That was the sheet which was divided in further 4 parts. And finally, we find that we are in this SE block. Our area of interest is there. So that's the sheet number. So for procuring a map sheet at 1/25,000 scale for IIT Kanpur, or rather a sheet in which IIT Kanpur will be there, we will write to the Survey of India a map sheet number as 63b by 2 by SE. Okay, so this is what we have seen now, how to procure the maps. Okay, many times what we'll observe, that procuring a single sheet is not good enough. You are working in a project, and in that project we find that your project extends, or the extent of the project is more than the size of one sheet, the area covered by one sheet. So many times what you would like to do, for example, in this case we procured a sheet 63b by 2 SE. Yes, IIT Kanpur is within that. Let us say, for example, if that was the sheet, okay, and the IIT Kanpur is somewhere here in that sheet, and if we are going to do a project where we are interested in not only in IIT Kanpur but also in surrounding area. So what we are interested in? We are interested in this entire area. We know where is IIT Kanpur. The IIT Kanpur is in sheet, as we can see again here, IIT Kanpur is in sheet 63b by 2 by SE. But our project is going or rather spilling over that sheet. So we should know what are the adjacent sheets also. Okay, I have procured this sheet. Now using this sheet, I should be able to locate that in order to work in this particular area, what should be the sheet number here, what should be the sheet number here, what should be the sheet number here. So basically what we are looking for, we are looking for our main area, main sheet, and what are the adjacent sheets. So this kind of index, which we say sheet index. So we can generate the sheet index based on the system of the map numbering. If I give you any map number, for example, 63F by 2, and I ask you, okay, can we generate the sheet index for this? Well, the meaning is the sheet number over here is 63F by 2. What is the sheet number here? 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 And all that. Can we determine that? This is important. We need that, many times. So there should be a system. There should be a way out of doing it. So we'll do it for, again, the same example, IIT Kanpur. And one more interesting thing here, the sheet index can be written at each stage, at any stage. Now what is the meaning of this statement? In the very first level of map numbering, 4 degree by 4 degree blocks, if I know the IIT Kanpur is in 63 number block, I want the sheet index there itself. I know the IIT Kanpur at a scale of 1 to 250,000 is in 63B. Okay, so for 63B being the center sheet, what are the sheets adjacent? I can create that map index. So similarly, what I'm doing, I'm creating the sheet index at 4 degree by 4 degree level, 1 degree by 1 degree level, 15 minute by 15 minute level, and half a minute by half a minute, 7.5 minute by 7.5 minute level. So at each level we can generate the sheet index. And this is what we are going to see now. Now here in this case, at a level 4 degree by 4 degree, well, our area of interest, AOI, stands for area of interest. Our area of interest sheet number is 63. So what is the sheet index? To find the corresponding sheet index for this being in center and the surrounding sheets, what are the sheet numbers over here? What we would do, we'll go back to this map. Well, 63 is here. I can see the corresponding numbers 62, 64, 71, 72, 73, 53, 54, 55. And this is what I write here, 53, 54, 55, 62, 63, 64, and so on. So at this level, 4 degree by 4 degree, this is the sheet index, we can say, which gives me information what are the adjoining or adjacent sheets. Now in the next level, when the scale is 1 to 250,000, our area of interest is in 63B, that we have already seen. Well, 63B means it is here. The sheet or the area 63 or the block 63 is 4 degree in latitude by 4 degree in longitude. What we had done, we had divided that in 16 parts, A to P, and at this scale our area of interest is in this block B. So our area of interest is 63B. What we are looking for? I am looking for the sheets which will be surrounding this at this scale. Okay, well, directly we can see here, surrounding this we should have the sheet 63A, 63E, 63F, 63G, and 63C. How about here? Okay, so what we are doing, we are developing the sheet index now. So to develop the sheet index, I have written here 63B is our area of interest. So the adjoining sheets are these. I am writing these. Now how to get these ones? What are these sheets? and how to arrive at there. Now if you look here, this block is 63. What is the block on this side, on the left side of this? Because over here there will be a block which is covering this area, rest 4 degree by 4 degree here, and that block is also divided in 16 parts A to P. So if I look at the seat index here at 4 degree by 4 degree level, next to the 63 we have 54. Well, this 63 is, as we have seen, divided in 16 parts. Similarly, I will change the color. Similarly, the next seat is also divided in 16 parts. Okay, as we can see, and the names which are given to these parts are A to P. So we have A, B, C, D. Similarly, we will have M, N, O, P. So corresponding to our area of interest, because our area of interest is this 63B, this one and all these, they form the seat index. So in order to complete the seat index, I need this number and this number also. So what these numbers will be? These will be 54, M, N, O, because M and O, the division is same. So the sheet index will finally look like this: 54M, 54N, 54O. So this is the final seat index for 63B at a scale, because these numbers, they indicate the scale is 1:250,000. Well, we go further, because we know that our area of interest at this scale is in this sheet 63B by 2, and we are looking to make sheet index for this sheet 63B by 2. So 63B, as we can see, let me clean this. Our 63B is the block here. Okay, now this block, we know it is further divided in 16 parts, which are numbered 1 to 16. Alright, so this is what is happening here. 63B, which is 1 degree here and 1 degree here, 26 to 27. This is divided in 16, and our area of interest is 63B by 2. So our area of interest is in this block. Now what is the sheet index for this? Obviously, the sheet index will include these sheets, okay, because this is our area of interest. So this will include these sheets, and so we make the sheet index and we write it here. 63B by 2 area of interest. This one is 63B by 1, 63B by 5. So this is what we are writing: 63B by 1, 63B by 5, B by 6, B by 7, B by 3. Now how about here? As in the previous case, we are looking here that what these sheets will be. What will be the number here? What will be the number here? What will be the number here? In order to complete the sheet index. So what is the next block? The block corresponding to 63B by 2, that is 54N. Like this 63B was divided in 16 parts, the 54N is also divided in 16 parts. Our area of interest is here. We already know these numbers. We are interested in knowing these numbers. So what these numbers will be? These numbers will be obviously 54N by 13, because this will be 13, 14, 15 and 16, as you can see, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So 54N by 13, 54N by 14, 54N by 15. So the final sheet index will look like this. For our area of interest, that's the area of interest, these are the sheets which surround it. So by doing this, if our project, as I was saying, if our project extends our area of interest, we had a project here. For example, there is a road which is coming up. So in order to know what are the other sheets which surround this, we'll procure this sheet, and this sheet as well as this one. So we need to make the sheet index in all these cases. Now if you go one step down further, means at 1:25,000 scale. Okay, here our area of interest sheet is 63B by 2 SE. Now we are looking for a sheet index for this sheet. We know that, as we can see in the previous one, our area of interest was 63B by 2, which is here, and the size of this block is 15 minutes in latitude and 15 minutes in longitude. And we know that in our next level, this is further divided in 4 parts. Okay, so the same thing is happening here. This 15 minutes being divided in 4 parts, and our area of interest is in SE block, so our area of interest is here. Now what should be the sheet index? Obviously, this will form the sheet index, this will also be a sheet, this will be the another sheet. Now we are looking for what will be the sheet number here, 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 as well as here, in order to complete the sheet index. Well, so what we do, corresponding to this area of interest, we write these sheet numbers first. So for our area of interest, we will write the sheet numbers which are known to us. For example, this is 63B by 2 and E, because this is 63B by 2 and E, and over here. Well, what will the sheet number here and here? If you look at the sheet index at a level of 1:50,000, that's the sheet index. Each of these sheets are being divided in 4 parts, isn't it, for the next level. Our area of interest is here. So what are the sheets which are adjacent to it? The sheets which are adjacent to this are one here, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. So by making use of this sheet index, we can very easily find their numbers. The number over here should be 63B by 6 and W. Okay, so that's what we write here, 63B by 6 and W. The number here should be 63B by 6 by SW. So this is also we are writing 63B by 6 SW. Down here, this particular block over here, what should be this? It is, as we can see here, 63B by 7, and this is NW. So we write the same thing, 63B by 7 and W. And similarly for this, and this is how we complete the sheet index. So this is the sheet index at a scale of 1:25,000 for a sheet number 63B by 2 by SE. Okay, so what we have seen so far, if we know the latitude longitude of a place, so far I was taking a point, it could be an extent also, a polygon, and we want to see what all sheets will cover that polygon. So that can be also done. So right now in our example, we saw for one point. Okay, at any scale, whether 25,000, 50,000, 250,000, what is the sheet which will cover that area or that point. So that's the sheet which we'll procure from Survey of India. As well as we have seen, because many times our project may be big and a single sheet will not do. Or if we have a single sheet, we want to know what is the sheet on top of it, behind, no, on the bottom of it, on this side and this side. And this also can be done by developing the sheet index. So the mapping numbering system which we saw in this lecture is the one which is being used by Survey of India. Similarly, there are other mapping system numbers also at international level. The basic philosophy for all these is absolutely same. Yes, they may begin with starting different numbers. They may have the starting blocks of 4 degree by 6 degree. Okay, they may have a different way of giving the numbers, but the basic philosophy, how these numbers are actually given, how the sheet index is generated is same. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll have a demonstration on Survey of India map sheet. The sheets which we procure from Survey of India. We can say topographical maps or topo sheets or map sheets. What all things are there in a map sheet? What is the format? What is, how the various things are arranged in that? This is what we would like to see that. Now over here, we can see the map sheet. This map sheet is at a scale of 1:50,000. And this map sheet has a number 63B/2, which we used in our map numbering exercise. So the IIT Kanpur is somewhere in this sheet. Okay. Now if we follow each and everything in this sheet one by one, we'll start from one corner and we'll follow the things the way they are listed here. All right. As far as the details are concerned, you can look at the map. The map has various details. Over here, we have river Ganges. So this is the river Ganges. All right. Then we have this particular line here, which you can see in red color, is GT Road. As you can see, also written over here is Grand Trunk Road. All right. Then we have some villages and so on. Similarly, we have a canal. This is Lower Ganga Canal. So on, various details are listed there in the map. It may not be very clear right now in this video screen, but I will advise you to purchase the maps or go to your laboratory or somewhere where you can have a map. And in that map, look for the details. What all details are there, what all things are plotted there. Okay. We also have in this map the contour lines. We have already discussed what are the contours. So those contour lines, they indicate the elevation of various places. Now looking at various things, we will start from this corner here. What we see, 80, 0. So this is the value of longitude. 26, 45, that's the value of latitude here. Okay, this latitude, and that's the longitude. Over here we find Kanpur and Unnao district, because these are the areas which are covered by this map. Then over here we can see surveyed 1974-75. That means this map was made in 1974-75. This is for the state of Uttar Pradesh. Further, as you can see, along the longitudes, because this map covers an extent of 15 minutes by 15 minutes. This entire sheet has been divided in 5-minute by 5-minute blocks. So there is a 5-minute block here and this way, if you go down. So this block, for example, this very first block is 5 minutes by 5 minutes. Similarly, we have some more blocks. So the longitude of this place is 80 degree 5 minutes. Over here, the longitude of this line here is 80 degree 10 minutes. So we have these lines, division of these maps by these longitudes. It helps to understand the map. It helps to locate the longitude and latitudes of various places. Well, if you go further here, over here is written, if you can see it on your video screen, magnetic variation from true north about 1 by 4 degree west in 1970. When we are talking about the magnetic meridian and the true meridian, then we talked about this variation. So in 1970, at this place, it is 1 by 4 towards west. Further, at this corner here, this map, we have written here India. Refer to this map as 1:50,000, the scale of the map. It is sheet 63B by 2 and the first edition. This sheet number is also listed here because sheet number is very important. So we should know what is the sheet number of this map sheet. Okay, if you go down now, again we will see some divisions, for those blocks, 5 minutes by 5 minutes. So these are the lines along latitude. We go further down, another line at 35 minutes. We go further down, another line at 26:30. So that's the starting of the map. So 26:30 here is the latitude of this line, while the longitude, as we know, is 80 degree 15 minutes. Now somewhere here, as you can see, is the IIT Kanpur campus. So because right now we are working in a sheet which is at 1:50,000 scale, having a number 63B by 2. In that sheet, IIT Kanpur is here. If we are going to procure a map sheet covering IIT Kanpur at 1:25,000, what will happen? This entire sheet of 1:50,000 will be divided in 4 parts. So this part will be in SE block. Well, we go further down. Over here, this is the legend. Legend means it shows you the various details which are there in the map. For example, how to denote towns or villages, how to denote the herds, because a map is representation of the ground. So once we are looking for the representation, whatever is there in the nature earth, we have to represent it on the surface, on the sheet. So we make use of the symbols. So those symbols are shown here with their meaning. Each of these, for example, for the temple, for mosque, for any other building. We go further here, it shows us the administrative index, means what are the districts which are being covered, which are covered by this map sheet. It is here Kanpur and Unnao. Well, now we would like to see this particular block here. Now in this particular block, we have number one, the important thing, a graphical scale. You can see here this line is a graphical scale. We know the importance of the graphical scale. This representative factor 1:50,000 is not always good enough in order to measure the distances on the map, because the map might have shrunk or expanded because of whatever the region. But the graphical scale can still be used. So because of that purpose, we have the graphical scale here. Similarly, when this map was produced, who was the Surveyor General of India? Because the map is produced under the direction of Surveyor General of India. So the name of the Surveyor General of India is also written there. Finally, some more fine details are there. Then next to that, as we have seen, this is the sheet index. So the sheet index is also available in the map sheet. Corresponding to our area of interest, 63B by 2, there are other sheets which surround it. Then some more symbols or the legend here. Okay, again, in addition to one, this scale and other things written elsewhere, we have also these map number and the sheet written over here. Because the way we keep these maps folded at some time, it should be possible for us to see as quickly as possible the scale as well as the sheet number. So that is why it is written at two corners. So what we have seen a demonstration on the topo sheet which we procured from Survey of India. Well, in order to understand it properly, I would advise you that you should procure one topo sheet from whichever the source and start looking at the details, because we went through all the details very quickly. You have to read each and every detail there, understand the thing, understand the legend. Whenever you are going to make a map, make use of the legend which is there, because this is a standard legend. Not only reading the map, the important thing is taking a map, going in the field with that, and locating the various details which are shown in the map there in the field, and seeing that how updated the map is. Are there the details which are there in the ground but not on the map? That means the map needs updation. Okay, so playing with the map, using the map in the field, making use of that, it's very important and very interesting exercise. So please do that sometime in your laboratory exercises there in the field. So we finish this video lecture here, in which we covered the Survey of India organization. If you want to procure the maps from Survey of India, how to procure, what is the map numbering system, how do we make the seat indexes, and then finally we saw a survey topo sheet. Thank you.